Bryan Freedman has just responded to Blake. Blake Lively, you're awful. You are so awful, and we were all right.
Everyone's talking about the court paper being taken away, but no one's asking the real question. What exactly did Taylor Swift's team give to make it go away? Get ready for a deep dive into the details others won't dare talk about.
Here's more details on that source. I, Bryan Freedman, representing all the Wayfarer parties. I submit this affidavit in opposition to the motion to strike by Blake Lively, elaborating the basis for the subpoena to Taylor Swift. On February 14th, 2025, I received a voicemail from a person very closely linked to Taylor Swift, whom I subsequently called back the same day. Out of respect for the individual in question, I am not identifying them at this time. However, should the court direct me to do so, I will comply with a court order. During the February 14th phone call, which lasted approximately 1 hour, speaker told me they had been informed that J. Douglas Baldridge, counsel for Taylor Swift, and a partner at Venable, had received a phone call from Michael Gottlieb, counsel for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, during which Mr. Gottlieb requested, on Miss Lively's behalf, that Taylor Swift make a social media statement in support of Miss Lively, given her absence from the Super Bowl that year, and stated that if Miss Swift failed to do so, Miss Lively would release 10 years of private text with Miss Swift. The individual also told me that they had been informed that Miss Baldridge had accused Mr. Gottlieb of extortion and ended the call. During the same 14th call, the individual told me they had been informed that 4 or 5 months earlier, Miss Lively had requested that Miss Swift delete her text messages with Miss Lively. I was connected to this individual through a mutual friend who informed me that the individual wanted to talk. We have had several phone calls since February 14th. On a later call with the same individual, the individual told me that Mr. Baldridge had sent a written communication to Mr. Gottlieb relating to their phone conversation. My office issued a subpoena to Taylor Swift for the purpose of seeking the aforementioned written communication. I swear, under penalty of perjury. Guys, do you get how big this is and how much this is exploding in Blake and Ryan's face? This is unreal.
Everyone's talking about the sudden taking back of the court paper served to Taylor Swift's team, but almost no one is asking the real question. What exactly was shared to make that happen? The silence is really loud, and what lies underneath may be far crazier than anyone thought. At the center of this legal storm is a motion filed by the Venable law firm to throw out a court paper related to Taylor Swift's company. The motion says the office that sent it lied about facts on purpose, but here's the weird thing. It's not signed by Michael Gotts, the usual name expected in a filing of this importance. Instead, it goes back to Bryan Freedman, the super strong attorney known for representing Justin Baldoni. According to multiple people who know inside stuff, Freedman's being involved in Taylor Swift's seeming cooperation might be the very reason this entire legal thread is falling apart. Could Taylor Swift really be hiding a backstabbing this big, or is it all a carefully timed move in an even larger game? Taylor's close friendship with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds is no secret. For years, the three of them have been Hollywood's favorite friendship, frequently vacationing, cozy Instagram posts, and even song words about Blake and Ryan's children in Taylor's songs. On paper, they're rock solid, but now that image is showing cracks, and it all circles back to Taylor's strangely quiet role in this ongoing legal drama. Here's where it gets complicated. Rumors are going around that Taylor's legal team handed over secret information to Bryan Freedman. While the exact type of this material hasn't been confirmed, several sources say it was big enough to cause the court paper to be taken back instantly, shifting momentum in the case. On the surface, it could be read as a move to protect Taylor's privacy. No global superstar wants to be dragged into someone else's legal disaster, especially when the case involves her closest friends. But her complete silence, no denials, no public defense of Blake, not even an unclear comment from her team, it has only made speculation stronger. Why the radio silence? Think of it like a chess game. If Blake Lively is the king, Taylor Swift is the queen. Too powerful and too valuable to be given up without being careful by quietly helping Bald side with chosen intel. Swift may have made a smart trade, her silence in exchange for safety. In doing so, she made sure her own image stayed perfect, while possibly handing Blake and Ryan a major disadvantage in their growing public fight. This theory fits a familiar pattern among celebrities at Swift's level in times of scandal or court cases. Silence is rarely accidental. It's often a planned pause used to plan the next move. Taylor's team, known for their super-tight PR operations and chess-like planning, may have seen the court paper as a red flag that needed to be stopped fast. And what better way to avoid a courtroom spotlight than by offering something valuable behind closed doors? Here's where it turns even. Messier sources suggest the information shared by Taylor's camp didn't just protect her, it gave Justin Baldoni's legal team an edge they didn't have before. If that intel hurts Blake's believability or goes against her legal story, it could explain why. Blake's team has been in crazy damage control mode ever since. That's the real danger for Blake and Ryan. They entered this legal battle thinking their inner circle was locked tight, but Taylor's supposed shift in loyalty has exposed weak spots they didn't even know they had. If her tip-off indeed cast Blake in a negative light, whether on purpose or not, it could lead to serious work and personal problems for the couple in the end. Taylor may have kept her queen safe, but at what cost to the rest of the board?
I'm gonna promote this shirt. I put it on again. Taylor Swift is declaring, I am nobody's dragon, girl. I am not your dragon. I've stayed quiet. I've stayed away. But girl, now that I'm getting dragged in this, you're about to get run over, because I am not going to hold back. And I bet you, all of this was like, well, you got to do that. You got to serve me. Yes, here's the tip, but you didn't hear it from us. You got to push it. You got to push it. And I bet you there's a part of Taylor that's kind of like, yes, Tina me, do it. I mean, of course, as Ron said yesterday, Ron Zambrano told us, yeah, every celebrity pushes back. All this sort of stuff happens. But notice, Taylor Swift, one of the most litigious people in the world, is not coming forward to deny any of this. Typically, when her friends, women under fire, are putting a style like this, she is very quick to go after and declare and have her team shut up everybody. It's unreal the power Taylor Swift wields. Love her or hate her, it's all facts. The fact that she's not, we'll see, give it a day or so. If we don't hear from Taylor today to squash all of this and clear the air, well, that tells you everything. And I wouldn't be put back if I bet you someone on Taylor's team has confirmed this to Justin's team. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this isn't coming from them directly. Look, we're frustrated too. We'd like to help, but our hands are tied unless you subpoena us. Just like the New York Times did to Blake Lively for those texts, right? Well, we're going to need this. You're going to do it. It's all biting her back in the butt. Why would she want those texts deleted? I'm so fascinated. Who is the source? Oh my God, this is getting good. This is getting good. Blake and Ryan must be. Oh, can you imagine the stress they are facing right now? Because now it's all coming to head. As I've been predicted, and I've been told by very good sources, this is going to explode so.
Bryan Freedman doesn't just win cases, he changes the battleground. As Justin Baldoni's attorney, he's earned a reputation for turning legal pressure into a sharp weapon. And in this latest legal whirlwind, his strategy speaks loudly for those who don't know. Freedman isn't your everyday Hollywood lawyer. His name keeps coming up when the stakes are sky high. Alistair's in crisis. Studios under fire, or multi-million-dollar deals about to fall apart. He's the guy you call when you need more than a win. You need total control. Every move he makes is on purpose, planned, surgical. So when he sent a court paper to Taylor Swift, someone with no direct part in the fight between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, it wasn't a random move. It was a master stroke of legal chess disguised as routine paperwork. Let's break that down. Taylor Swift wasn't the obvious target. She wasn't in the lawsuit. She wasn't on set, but Freedman brought her into the picture anyway. Why? Because the court paper wasn't about what Swift might say in court. It was about the pressure it would create. Her team, famously tough about protecting her image, now faced a decision: allow their client to get pulled into a public legal mess or take action behind the scenes. That court paper forced a move, and insiders say Swift's team responded quietly but effectively. Instead of letting their client's name be dragged through headlines and court questioning, they supposedly provided behind-the-scenes intel to Baldoni's side, just enough to stop the court paper and give Freedman what he really wanted: leverage. This is where Freedman does best. He's known for using legal action, not just to win cases, but to control stories. From Gabrielle Union to Megyn Kelly, his past clients have all benefited from his amazing ability to apply pressure where it counts, not just in courtrooms but in boardrooms, headlines, and public perception. He knows that court papers, settlements, and court filings aren't just legal tools, they're instruments of influence. The brilliance of this particular play lies in how little it had to do with Taylor Swift actually testifying. Her presence in the legal story was the pressure point. Once her name entered the equation, the focus shifted. Suddenly, it wasn't just Justin versus Blake. The question became, what does Taylor Swift know? And more importantly, what did she share? According to insiders, the information Swift's team supposedly handed over changed everything. It offered Baldoni's side new angles, more context, and critical insight, particularly into Blake Lively's behavior and strategy. The balance tipped almost overnight. Freedman's gambit worked. Taylor Swift was never the endgame. She was the trigger, and now Blake Lively is facing stronger scrutiny. Her legal defenses are suddenly more fragile than ever. Meanwhile, the silenced from her camp is no longer just quiet, it's deafening, and that's exactly the kind of pressure Bryan Freedman counts on.
Lively's attorneys told TMZ, "We are pleased with the result of today's hearing and eager to move forward immediately with the discovery in this case. The court granted our request that all attorneys in the matter actually follow the rule of the law and not make any statements that prejudice a jury. This case deals with serious allegations of SH and retaliation. We will hold the defendants accountable, and we will be confident that once all the evidence is submitted in the matter, Miss Lively will prevail." Okay, well, we'll see. That's Blake Lively's side trying to declare it a win because, the judge did sort of say you must follow the law. But Justin Baldoni's team clearly also declaring the win, as TMZ is also reporting it, scored a legal win because there was no gag order placed. That's what Blake Lively was trying to do. Blake was also trying to not have this lawyer, Bryan Freedman, depose her, and she lost that as well. So while they're spinning it in their favor, yes, Bryan's got to be a little bit more careful. Clearly, he's still out there making statements, just like Blake Lively's team is doing. He doesn't seem to be releasing anything else, and I suspect we're going to start getting less from this side as evidence and filings go, because, look, judging by another legal analysis I've watched of this hearing today, they got to be careful at this point. They got everything out. It's all right. Now stop. Be careful. Don't keep doing what you're not supposed to do. That's where we currently stand on things. We will